time to strap in and get ready.
The leaders in NRL Supercoach are incoming. Bringing you the ultimate insight to help you win your leagues and climb up the rankings.
You're now listening to the Insight NRL Show with your hosts, Brain, Metrics, and Whisperer.
G'day guys, happy Sunday for some of us, maybe not for others, but we've seen some big scores across the board and some shockers thanks to Jayden Campbell. Boys, we've all pretty much gone within 40 points of each other. So one of those weeks. I'd like to think there's going to be green arrows across the board, Matty, first of all. 1,300, what do you think par is to start?
1,200?
I'd probably say close to maybe 12 to 1250. I reckon maybe closer to 1250 than 1200. Josh, you've obviously gone nearly 100 over what we think par is, so pretty good week for yourself. Another crown.
Yeah, not too bad. Could have been a whole lot better. Wasn't too worried. Have Ronaldo Mulitalo, who scored 15, but my next lowest score was 50. So I was like, okay, cool. He'll definitely drop out, which is great. Just got to get through the last game of the round, and then obviously Jayden Campbell with a 10-point Cat 1 HIA. So yeah, a little bit frustrating that Ronaldo comes into the team, but I'll take a 1342. If you told me that I get 1350 with a 15-pointer, then absolutely, I'll take that all day long. For
sure. And Matty, obviously, what did you get? 1306 or 1308?
1295 in the end. So yeah,
1295. So I mean, look, you're in and around. I'd say you'd like to think that you're getting green arrows this week as well, but yeah, a little bit of a clown week going on, and stock standard death taxes and me in the middle. Just seems to be the way that it's going to be this year. I thought I was actually going to have the clown because what has happened, and Matty, you can tell your sob story that you just told us to everybody soon, but if I didn't get a shitty JC score because we both matched him, right? His score for both of us drops out. If let's say, for instance, he got 60 odd, right? My 40 odd from Hosking would have dropped out. And then your Arthur's score would have dropped out and you would have ended up beating me. I would have had the clown. So it's just one of those weeks. What else went wrong, mate? Because you've just told us a little story in the background there. You've had a bit of rotten luck.
So obviously the other day we found out Greg Marju was out. And I'm doing okay. And I hear people in the chat laughing about me having trades, but I've still got more trades. So I'm still happy. Joke's on you, Sarge Beer. But I have, so I had to move Greg Marju out. So I had to play Jesse Arthurs due to Garrick and Hiroti being out. Anyway, Herbie Farnworth. So I would have played Hugo Savala. Anyway, Herbie Farnworth has, instead of Arthurs. So Herbie Farnworth has scored really well. So I've looped, which means my two scores that I would have got was Savala and Willison. Now, because I've looped, those have dropped out. I've had a Jayden Campbell. I've had a Jesse Arthurs. But apart from that, I just feel like I had a really, really good round. Especially as somebody that just didn't have Pappy. That didn't have Teddy. I don't have Teddy. So, but it's been a good day at the footy today. It was good to watch. I didn't really open the Supercoach app, but it was good to see Reece Walsh accumulating points despite the leg injury. And look, I think we're going to get Karapani, everyone.
Looks that way, doesn't it, Josh? I mean, we're going to have a couple of cheapies pop up in the next fortnight, right at the perfect time for us. Karapani next week, and then that young fella from St. George the week after. You would think. Interested in either?
Please give a shout out to Jed Stewart, who scored 40 points with a 31-point play. So we have to give him credence. No, look at people aren't across the news. Lawson and Lucci were both dropped to Cup this week. Obviously, Dragons on the bye, so very interesting at 4:00 on Tuesday. But yeah, Sorenganis and Jed Stewart and Karapani, obviously 100k more, but just reeks of round one Jesse Arthurs on that left wing for the Broncos, which is great. We'll talk on him. We'll talk on all the popular centre wing trade-ins of the last couple of weeks being cursed. So maybe we don't, but yeah, also for me, mate, my lowest score outside of Ronaldo was Eli Katoa. who got 53. So not too bad there at all. A couple of high performers, such as Herbie, such as Tedesco with the captaincy, such as Walsh with an 89. Payne Haas just a freak with 100. Blake Brayley with the 96. Like overall, yeah, a couple of really, really good scores there. And some nice ones on the bench. Aiken 55, Savala 75, Sandon Smith 65 as well. So 68 didn't play him, played Billy Smith over him. So yeah, just an overall like a solid week, which should be nice come at about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, there weren't any like monstrous scores. It wasn't I mean, we had Herbie, Payne Haas put up a big one today. He got 100 on the dot.
What do you mean?
A lot of...
You don't own Bradman Best?
No, I don't. I don't own Bradman Best like the rest of Supercoach. But it's only
not your best, mate.
Give yourself a pat in the back with old Mark Nongani-Tuaze, 129. He was your pod play of the week. So, yeah, big win from you there.
Yeah, just a shame I never do what I tell everyone else to do. But he did. He had a great game. That's why he made it on the cover for the wrap-up this week. So congratulations to Mark. Big moment in his career, I'm sure. I was a bit the same. I think, mid scores across the board. Had Herbie, obviously. Had Payne Haas, as everyone does. Blake Brayley, 96. Very happy with him. Continues to deliver. Running the ball, finishing his runs a little bit more, which is great to see. But I sat Naf White. I sat Ewan Aitken, and I sat Latu Fainu. So there were some points on the bench to be had this week. Jerome Hughes only got 45. Hosking only got 47. A little bit disappointing from them. Fletcher Sharp got updated to 52. We'll talk about what to do with him because that's going to be a big talking point as well. But naturally, it's a pretty easy sell, I would naturally think. We'll have a chat about him. And Aman in the chat, Randall season in full effect. We called it 3 weeks ago, and he's gone big for us 2 weeks in a row. So that's I said in the WhatsApp, Matty, that could have been the most left field trade option I've ever said on a podcast in three and a half years. So that was fun.
Put some respect on Kurt Donahue, who also put up a 60 this week after a great score last week.
That's true.
Do you know what I find great though? Brano says Chris Randall, no one says a word. You say Kurt Donahue, no one says a word. I say Brendan Pericura get absolutely ripped for fucking weeks, despite averaging about fucking 70 since then.
Yeah, well, maybe it's recency bias. Maybe they're just looking at this week. And
hey, as the great Leonardo DiCaprio once said, "Don't judge me on my wins, judge me on my losses because I have so few of them."
Yeah, that's right. This is true. Everybody's here to listen to the game, so let's have a chat through them. Hey, we'll talk very quickly. I don't know why everybody's gone and disappeared. Here we go. Raiders Tigers 16-12, 16-0 at halftime, and then 12-0 to the Tigers in the second half. Josh, as a Tigers supporter yourself, I'm sure there was a lot of frustration in the first half and so much more positivity when we see Latu Fainu come onto the field and do what we've been saying he's going to do for months. It's nice now that other people can see what we were so hyped about in Latu Fainu, and it sounds like Benji's going to up his minutes in the next couple of weeks too.
Maybe months for you. I feel like I've been on this for 2 years, which has been unreal. Latu is undoubtedly the best sixth or the best half we've had. And I said this when we had Galvin, I would have rather moved Galvin to 13 to facilitate Latu coming in. Just the problem with him is his body hasn't ever been great. So, no, he looks so direct. He frees up Luai heaps. He straightens up the attack as well. We just look like a better footy team with him on there. And if we do lose Talon De Silva, then we've got a pretty ready-made 14 in Heath Mason. I think he provides a lot of energy, but just not quite polished enough to be playing big minutes, especially in the spine. But Latu is unreal. We jumped on him, 8 weeks ago when the Galvin situation sort of reared its head for the first time when we thought Latu was the long-term six. But yeah, he looks unreal. He scored 64 in 53 minutes. I think he put up very similar output last week. But I want to highlight Jerome Luai. Now, Luai has had an up-and-down season. Averages 33 with Galvin in the side. Averages 54 without Galvin in the side. But with Latu on the field, he averages about 73. Now, it's a very, very small sample size. It's only 97 minutes. But he's looking unreal with Latu in the side. So, if you are looking for a 5'8", like Luke Metcalf may have some issues. If he's out long term, then look, I'm okay with going back to the Luai wagon. He's going to be 420k. But I did want to put this question to both of you. Terrell May, is he boring for Supercoach? Because it's just, we're all playing with 16, or even with Payne Haas, we're playing with 15 players every week, aren't we?
Yeah, just, I mean, it eliminates two positions it eliminates front row forward, basically, this year. There's absolutely no point to do anything weird, Matty, at all now. It's just Haas, May, and then Keon gets Jewel, I think, in a week. So you just run with them three if you really want to do the rest of the year.
Yeah, and like I've kind of been saying for like all the years that I've done, like front row forward is boring. It's boring, but at least we have had two really good options this year. So yeah, I don't need to get sexy. I don't need to get cute with it. I don't need to chase, Joseph Tarpany was really good in this one, but I don't need to chase it because I feel like anti-potting one of these guys would be my downfall.
Are we prepared to spend like 1.8 million next year at front row forward come round one?
Yeah, probably.
No,
Just go those,
so.
at least, just those two at 900k each and just lock them away for the year. It's like
unless you think you can find a stepping stone.
Yeah, every year we think we can find one, and every year I feel like we always go the 450k round. It never works too well. I think it's going to be very interesting to, like, obviously every year Cleary is sort of must have. And we've seen this year his role has changed ever so slightly. I wonder if that's enough for us to opt to not go big at halfback and pick these two. But apart from that, like the Tigers overall, like not huge amounts. Adam Doueihi with the 68. If he's still in your team, then fantastic. Samuel Afenu with a 70 with a line break, so pretty good BP from him. But yeah, last year was the star of the show. Luai, also star of the show. Matrix dying. For the Raiders, boys, big one. Huddy Young backed up, only played the 55 minutes, scored 55 points. Unlucky. I think a lot of people brought him in this week just trying to stash him away. We spoke about it on the round preview about how sort of you got the big four at 2RF and then you got everyone else, and people obviously opted up to pay the money for Huddy, but he's suffering a bit of osteopubis, I think, as per physio, so not great if you bought him.
No, I was pretty keen, to be honest. If Keon was out, I reckon I might have taken the plunge. The tough part is, he played this week, obviously, nice matchup. You're never going to not play a player or target a player against the Tigers. Next week, I mean, who knows now with this injury, but he was going to play next week, and then he's got two games he won't play. So he's going to play 2 in the next 4 weeks. So we're talking to Aman in the chat, basically saying, I like him as a player, and the run home for the Raiders is probably the best draw in the comp, but do you really want to pay 800k for a guy who's going to play 2 out of the next 4 weeks with the risk of Origin and everything else that goes with that? I don't know. So, yeah, unlucky to people that did take that leap. Matty, Joey Taps, you mentioned him, 81 in only 48 minutes. Are the minutes concerning you here, considering we've got so many other primo options at front row forward? What would you do with Joseph Tarpany if you had him?
Look, honestly, I think I'd be kind of looking to jump off. Like, the minutes does concern me. And it just doesn't seem to be increasing because this is the time his minutes usually increase. And yeah, it's because there's been some good bench options. I suppose they've had like Smithies and Mariota and Simi Sasagi and blokes like that coming in, and they've rotated like a Hosking and a Horsburgh and blokes like that through the front row and through the middle. But yeah, I just have been disappointed with his minutes. This was a good game for him, but you didn't lose that much money this week. Maybe if you don't have one of those HIAs or one of those injuries that you do feel you need to jump off a guy, this is probably a pretty good week to cut your losses with Joey Taps and just say, look, I copped 48 minutes. Forgive me if I'm wrong, did he score a try in this one?
Yeah, so
yeah.
You take the 81, but without it, it's like 53. The concerning thing for me was this is after a bye. So you would have hoped he's been freshened up with a bit more minutes, but it's kind of split across the board. 51 for Papa, 48 for Tarps, 59 for Horsburgh, 25 for Sasagi, 43 for Smithies, 36 for Mariota. Like it's kind of a well split bench. I'm not sure if I'd sell because he covers 18, but I'm definitely not holding past that. Like, he's no longer a season keeper in my mind.
And that kind of, I mean, it crosses over with Keon getting duelled as well, really. So you could trade Joey Taps to a 2RF round 19 if you really wanted to. That's the Raiders buy. He covers 18 for you. Then you can shove Keon up to front row forward and enjoy yourself with pretty much whoever you want. For the most part. But yeah, nobody else really standing out. Tommy Starling just continues to do the work every single week, 72 in 63 minutes. For him, you could have easily just picked him up in round 1 and just held him all year and not made a trade at hooker, and you would have been pretty happy about it. So shout out to those of you that did. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this game. We'll move on to game 2, which is the Warriors and the Panthers. We'll chat Warriors. We'll talk through scores first. For the Warriors, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck was a bit of a pod play on our end, 59 in 80 minutes there. No tries, went pretty close a couple of times. 2 line breaks though. Bees dick away from a couple there. But Lukey Metcalf, 61. Quad cork, I think it is, boys. So that'll definitely be a talking point as well. And Jacob Laban scoring a try there for a 74 and Jackson Ford with a 75. But we did... Josh, you did say there were no stepping stones at front row forward. I beg to differ. In one, Aaron Clark, 83 in 65 minutes with no tries, 1 try contribution, and the rest in BP. The bloke is just an absolute beast. And Matty, you deserve to talk about him because you're the only one of us that actually got him. So enjoy it.
Yeah, he's unreal. And I think I caveat every week by saying I didn't expect this. The pathway opened with Dylan Walker leaving, but yeah, to reap the benefits. And does it feel gross to pay 800 or 700K for Aaron Clark? Yes, and I wouldn't do it. But how good is it to own him? And he's actually the only Warriors guy I do own. I've had a lot of long, hard looks at myself and at Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And and I didn't jump on even at that early 500. So, yeah, I've just missed it. And Luke Metcalf, it's not as bad as what I first thought watching this game.
Yeah, looked pretty ordinary, but apparently a cork. So that's positive. I think Physio said it's very, very rare for anybody to miss some time unless you're Tom Trebojevic. So, he should be safe there. I think you should be okay for next week. Paycheck brings up a question in the chat. Who wants to waste trades at this time of the year? Just hold Tarpany and use the trades on injuries. And Josh, it's more around...
Marina Roddy.
It's more, I guess the point we're trying to make here, especially at front row forward, is the fact that it's about team structure. And I can probably guarantee for the most part, you're going to want to play a reserve 2RF. You're going to want to play a reserve halfback. You're going to probably want to play maybe 1 to 2 reserve centre wings with the amount of money we have. And you're going to want to play your reserve fullback, Josh. So it's kind of like you don't really want to have 4 stacked front row forwards because then you kind of waste. One's just sitting on the pine doing nothing for you every single week.
No, but also with Jules, if you've got them, you can turn Tarpany into Karaz. You move Colo up, you move Lucas up, you move whoever up. And then you got a center wing spot open up there, and we know that they've been sort of high performing. Obviously, it's a case by case situation, but all 3 of us have enough trades to trade at Tarpany if we owned him. I understand if you're looking down the barrel of 8 trades, then yeah, maybe don't. But I hardly say trading out 650, 700K front row forward playing less than 50 minutes is wasting a trade when they're putting up 50 points without a try. So, yeah, it's obviously a case-by-case thing. But on the Waz, on Clark, look, I think I'm going to call this a win, right? I'm gonna say that there are no stepping stones to front row forward because Clark isn't a stepping stone. He's just a bona fide keeper. He's so good. He is so good. Probably been the best lock in the comp this year. The 2 big ones, you sort of Carrigan or Yo. Murray obviously out. And Yo's been fine, but I think the step up from Clark has been absolutely huge. Another great game today, 38 tackles, 14 hit ups, 9 tackle busts, an offload, a try contribution as well, and playing big minutes for the Warriors as well. Allows them to rotate guys like Fisher Harris, allows guys like Dimitri Valmunga to come through and really develop as well. So it's just a really big testament to the recruitment of the Warriors.
They've been good. They've been great. So well played to them. Panthers, Paul Alamotti with an 89 was solid. Had the goal kicking in this one, obviously. Nice little draft stream. I think I put an article up last week before waiver wire kicked in, and he was one of the top of the list. So hopefully people jumped on him there. Aside from that, Scotty Too Hottie, Scotty Sorensen with the buzz cut with a 99 and a double. It feels like maybe 4 or 5 times a year he'll go out and he'll just score near 100, and then the rest of the time he'll average 36. So you got to get him on him at the right time. Luke Garner with the 75, but otherwise that's it for Penrith. But I guess the talking point, I guess, for me is Penrith now coming into 8th. They sit in 8th on the ladder, Matty. 1, do you think that they're a chance, obviously, to contend deep in the tournament? And 2, does that make maybe the guys like your To'os and Yos and guys like this, these kind of fallen guns now, targets for the run home, knowing they've got so much to play for?
Yeah, not Yo for me. Just from the role that I've seen him play this year with Luai moving on, just not doing Yo things, just being more of a facilitator and being like one pass away from the try contribution or one pass away from an assist and everything like that. So not Yo, but definitely Dylan Edwards and Brian To'o are 2 targets. I think Cleary will play through this injury and then have to keep playing. I do think that there's some value to be found in the Panthers, and I think Panthers are going to be playing top 8 footy, and I would be nervous if I was some of these other, we've got some teams up in the top 4 that haven't played top 4 footy for quite a while, and imagine rolling into your preliminary final and seeing Nathan Cleary, Brian To'o and Dylan Edwards staring there looking at you.
Bit of experience.
Just want to highlight this one. So Thomas Jenkins, what a whirlwind. Is he a hold if you still have him? So he's currently 545k with a -9 break even. He's going to go up about 50k. So he's going to be the better part of 600k. He's also going to have a -3 break even next week. What a world we live in. I very much prematurely sold him. I think all 3 of us did. But if you have him, absolutely you're going to be holding him because he's 600k with a minus break even. And also on Scott Sorensen with the 99 this week. Out of all the great 2RFs we've had in Supercoach, Brian Fafita, Angus Crichton, all these guys are such high scoring players. Scott Sorensen actually is the top scoring 2RF of all time. I think it's like a 165. So definitely can pop off old Scotty boy.
Can I just drop one more thing? Dallin Watene-Zelezniak out for an extended period with syndesmosis.
Yes, not great.
Sure,
a couple. Luke Garner with a 65 BP. Link to the Tigers. Would absolutely love to have him back. I'll take him in a heartbeat. That's all I've got to say on that.
I'd probably take 3/4 of their team in a heartbeat, to be fair. You need that culture, don't you? But yeah, look, the Penrith Panthers are an interesting one for me because I think this is a real statement piece maybe for them to travel to New Zealand, which no team has done well this year in New Zealand, to knock off the Warriors at home without their origin guys. That's a massive confidence booster, I think, for the Penrith Panthers. So I think we'll see some pretty good footy for them on the run home. Maybe they're back. We wrote them off about 8 weeks ago. Maybe they're back. We'll see. Wouldn't be the first time I got something wrong like that. Let's talk Dolphins Knights. Knights pipped them by 6 in the end. Finn's Herbie Farnworth, obviously the big one there. Broken the try streak. No more tries, sadly, but 106 for him. 2 try contributions, 3 line break assists, the rest in BP. Jack Bostock, ACL, sadly for him. So you'll make 80k this week, but he'll be a trade out next week. So hopefully he can get sorted for next year. Aside from that, nothing is really standing out for the Dolphins. Asako managed to get a try in 65 there, but nothing really to write home about. For the Knights, Ponga 72, Bradman Best leading the way 116, and then and Dylan Lucas with a 68, Fletcher Sharp with a lacerated kidney.
Lacerated liver.
Kidney, I think it was. So that's like
the Matrix curse strikes again.
Go on. What do you mean by that?
Oh, I just keep everybody I get and everybody that I decide to hold at the moment just gets injured at the moment. And like Fletcher Sharp, I was like, oh, HIA. Yeah, that's fairly common. Nope, lacerated liver. Yep.
You know in 2K how they have like the random reasons why players why players miss games.
Yeah.
It's like I had one the other day. It was like Gary Harris Jr. like suspected murder will miss like game 3 or whatever it is. Like the funny tweets. Like this is what would pop up in like Rugby League Live 26. It's like, oh, Fletcher Sharp, lacerated liver or lacerated kidney.
Wild.
Crazy.
Um,
Obviously, yeah, prayers up. Like, I think he's stuck in Perth for the foreseeable future. So, yeah, not great, but just, hey, Matrix, when you're down, you're down.
Perth's a lovely place, but yeah, wouldn't want to be there for longer than 2 games.
Yeah. Look, he's going to be out for an extended period, so he's a trade out. If you're not doing Fletcher Sharp to Carraz next week, rethink it and just do that.
Give yourself an uppercut.
Yeah, about 30K. I think we're working out 30 to 35K to get up there. So easy.
The question is, if you already have Carraz, what do you do?
Mark. Oh, you can't get Marky Mark because he's on a bye. Dolphins. I wouldn't be getting any Dolphins now because this is probably their last decent game of this 3-game run we were targeting. So I wouldn't be looking at. I mean, if you don't have Herbie, do you buy Herbie at like $1 million?
Yeah, I think
he's going to be nearly
Herbie,
900K now. Yeah.
What about Seb Chris? I think you could do with a Seb Chris, Josh.
Always good with a Seb Chris. I think like you could probably go a little bit pot. Like I would rather go like a 500K Rocks or Diamonds guy, and then keep the money in the bank, because it's always good to have those guys sort of at the back end of the season, like the ones you play just on matchups alone. Or you could even do like a Sharp to a Karapani, and then like I don't know, like whatever.
King Togia to somebody really good.
Yeah. That's like something like that. So, or even just leave it in the bank and go massive in 18.
Yeah, I think that's the play. But yeah, Finn's coming to the end of their run, so we're not really going to be talking about buying any of these guys. They've got buys in 18 and 21 as well. So if you didn't jump on 2 weeks ago when we were all keen on Azarko and people jumped on Herbie at the last minute, then probably not now. What about Knights though? How confident do you feel? Obviously, Marju missed this one, Matty. He's another one of your cursed players that unfortunately didn't suit up after you boosted him in 2 weeks ago. So we can add that one to the list. Dom Young was good though. Any interest in a pod Dom Young?
Oh, yeah, I've been stashing him in draft all year, so I'm pretty excited. But, I mean, like, are you really going to get too excited about a 59 on a team that averages about 6.8 points a week? Probably not. I do think they are starting to look a little bit better, coming from one Kalen Ponga as well. Hey, maybe we... No, I'm not going to say it. Dom Young, not going to do it.
No, say it. Say it with your chest.
Look, maybe Kalen Ponga's better than Scott Drinkwater.
Oh yeah, I can always go on board Slaven Drinkwater. So of course,
I just needed a compatriot and digging my own grave here. So thanks, Josh, for biting.
Is Dylan Lucas sweet? Like, imagine if the bloke got some fucking ball every week. Like he would average 100, 68 BP. And he's just been putting up these kind of numbers every week. So, and like obviously we saw when he got ball, he went 150. But he's been so good. It's gonna suck next year when he's not centering eligible. So yeah,
I've been playing him at 2RF, so I actually don't care.
Yeah, I know, but it's just nice at the start of the year when we wait for these center wings to develop.
Yeah, it's true. He was good at center wing. That's where his value lied, wasn't it, Matty? For the first 5 or 6 weeks of the year. And then straight to
value lies at center wing. No more than 4 trades at front row forward, and also don't buy Broncos players.
Yep. But you can trade out Jesse Arthurs and move Dylan Lucas into center wing. So
that's horrible.
I
don't know about you boys, but I didn't have the Rabbitohs 24, Storm 25 as the game of the round on my bingo card.
No. Good game, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, cracker game. And shout out to AJ. 4 tries. It's that time of year again, isn't it?
We were saying this earlier, weren't we? It's there's a time of the year where AJ just pops off for a good 4 to 6 weeks, and you take 500 points over 6 weeks or whatever it is. I feel like we missed that run because he's like fucking nearly 600K again. So there's no way in the world I'm paying 600K for AJ / Khan Pereira type players. Not a chance in the world. Just like Jason Saab at 600K, no thanks. Latrell Mitchell though, 97. There's got to be some temptation for some people next week to look at getting Drinky in if you have a fullback slot or a flex slot that you want to play around with. 97, 4 try assists, all to Alex Johnston, I think they were, or pretty close to it. So he was fantastic. Keon Kalamatangi, 75 in 80 minutes with a fractured eye socket. Very disappointed I didn't get the LeBron James mask, carbon fiber
Yeah,
mask out for
yeah.
Keon though this week. That would have been an
Yeah,
extra
me too.
15 points in BP. Just
I was praying
in the
for that.
mask.
It's always good. Like that's the first thing I thought of last week. When the minute I heard you had a fractured eye socket, I was like, well, let's get the carbon fiber. It's the carbon fiber mask though. It's not the
don't want the clear
transparent. Nah, yeah. Less aura.
Yeah, I love black mask LeBron. That's always the way.
It's much better than the weird Nick Meaney, Reece Walsh headgear thing.
Oh yeah, that was not
Yeah,
cool.
that was
That was not a
strange with
vibe.
yeah, it's like a baseball.
Was that like
helmet, wasn't it?
That was like Two-Face almost. Like
Yeah, maybe.
It looked like an MLB helmet with the
Yeah.
like card.
Boys, is Harry Grant back?
No,
83 with a try.
that's not
Scored.
good.
That's fine. We're talking hooker.
Yeah, but
What-
that's
who
not
else
Harry
is doing
Grant though. Like we can't say he's back. Harry Grant put up 70 without doing anything in years gone past. Now he's
Yeah,
too
I
busy
don't
being
know.
corporate Harry Grant on fucking Fox League.
Yeah, saw him suited up asking questions today.
Fuck
Good
that
on
guy.
him. Yeah, 83. You know, it's enticing. It's enticing. We'll wait until the run home, but he could be a guy that we could get on. But if you have Blake Brayley, you don't need to because he's the hooker one. So
You could
Like
go
both
Sandon
things.
Smith to Harry Grant for like 50K.
That's crazy.
that's wild. We've obviously got to see what happens with Sandon Smith's scan results. He's gone for scans this afternoon. So, yeah, we'll see what
It's
happens
crazy
there. But
considering we started with both of them, and there was about 500k difference between the two.
wild. I'm glad. That's probably the one move I've got right this year is not starting with Harry Grant. So, didn't really get me an advantage though. So
Who did you
should have
start
picked
with?
some
Who
better
was your
players.
hooker one?
Who did I start with? Brayley.
Did
I've
you
had
start
Blake
with
Brayley all year.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Brayley and who did I have as my second hooker? Tom Starling, maybe. Oh no, I brought
Boys-
Tom Starling in.
The podcast curse. I think we said Eli Katoa hasn't had a score below 60 all year. Ultra consistent. He's that guy. Comes up against the best matchup possible and puts up his worst score of the season. Oh, sorry, second worst score of the season. So, great stuff from Eli Katoa.
Tough. Rotten. Of course, I buy Ryan Pappenhausen, slap the VC on him. He gets 62 with a million goal kicks and does sweet fuck all for the rest of the game. So that was fantastic. Should have bought Grant Anderson for his 95. That would have been a better result, I think.
Also, I had a bunch of questions about the 40-20 or 20-40. It wasn't. So, I guess for anyone not familiar with the rules, when a team kick the ball out or you catch it in the in goal, you don't have to tap and go. It's an optional restart. You can kick it, like just a drop punt, like just a drop punt. You don't need to drop kick or anything. Like you can just boot it. And if it goes out, you get the ball back. So that's what Melbourne did. So unfortunately, no 20-40 for Pappenhausen. I know that I got like maybe 8 or 9 DMs that night being like, oh, a 20-40 is not scored the same way as 40-20s. Had a feeling what they were referring to, but yeah, that wasn't 20-40.
A lot of people bought Jerome Hughes this week as their Nathan Cleary replacement. He got 45 with a try and a line break, like putrid stuff when we're talking scoring. But comes off a 100 last week. What's going on with Hughes? Are we noticing anything in the game here that are we just seeing, like, you know, obviously Munster didn't really take on an extra role in this game either, considering he was backing up from Origin. I didn't think he did anything more than he normally would. What's going on with Hughes? Are we just finding maybe he's just not getting the good ball? I think Pappy's probably taking the good ball rather than Hughes now. Hughes playing a bit more first receiver, Pappy getting the ball too off the ruck. What do you think, mate?
I think he's doing a bit of the setting up. So he is the pass to assist. As you guys know that we play 2K.
He's
And-
contributed to the try contribution.
Mm.
Yeah, and you don't
he
you
contributes
don't get any
contribution.
VC for that.
No, you don't get VC for that.
Teammate grade. Teammate grade.
Teammate grade is A+, 100%. He played his role for an 8 points from the corner at 60% shooting. That's what Jerome Hughes did in this game.
That's just like playing with me, except I shoot 20%. Hey guys,
We had fun the other night for the first time. We haven't played 2K together in
Oh,
ages.
mate, we were
put
so
a few
washed.
games in last night. Yeah, we were washed. We were terrible. But yeah, I guess, you know, Storm still targets. I'm not worried about really any of these scores. I just think maybe Hughes is the one that's going to suffer a little bit, as has Cleary, right? Like Cleary put up 49 against the Tigers, I think it was, because 60 in the end, but got updated because he couldn't get any of the try assists. He wasn't the direct contributor to the try for the most part. He's the one getting the ball to Talangi, and then Talangi gets all the benefit on the edge too off the ruck. So, yeah, no good. Insight stream coming your way for 2K if you guys are keen. So, yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. We happen to move on. Broncos 34-28 to the Sharks. Matty, you'd be
game.
pretty happy. You'd be pretty happy with this result, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I was there. It was unreal. I was getting a bit late because I went with the young fella and Ian. If you want to know what Ian says, ask all your questions. I can tell you about every player what Ian reckons.
Big
After
ups
this
to
one,
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
big
good
ups
guy.
to Ian. No, like so we're walking in a bit late and like I just hear like all these people talking. It's like, wow, Walsh is limping in the walk up. I walk in and his leg looks like a mummy. And I'm just like, oh, it's gonna be rough. And it started rough. But they did come good. Like they're two like really good attacking teams. I felt like they dominated on our edges, and of course, what happened to Teague Wilton wasn't very good. But like Nickera ripped us to pieces. Teague Wilton ripped us to pieces in there on the edges in the first half. And I don't know if there was a spray from Madge or it was just like a be better. Of course, I think it was Katoa went going to the sin bin before, and then the Sharks scored during that. And I was like, we're down, we're out. But they come back, the boys. They were good.
I was. This game started off with a fuck. Here we go again. Broncos back to mediocrity type start, and the Sharks started red hot, and then the shoe was on the other foot, and we thought, fuck, here we go again. The Sharks back to mediocrity. It was like a battle of who could be shitter at different parts of the game.
It's who didn't want to win.
Yeah, legit. Honestly, 34-28, lots of points scored in a game where you would naturally think the Sharks defensively are usually quite a good team. So to let in 34 points was, I'll say uncharacteristic, but even then, the last 2 weeks, the Sharks have been all over the shop. So surely there's got to be a bit of pressure on Fitzy coming up at the end of the year if they can't make this work again. But Nico Hines, again, probably, regardless of the score, looked amazing for about 30 minutes. But then there's a lot of things that you don't see on a stat sheet that he really struggled with. There was 5 missed tackles, and I think 2 or 3 of them were directly contributing to tries. He just looks a little bit lost for me, Josh. Like you've called him a fraud now, and I'm on board the Nico fraud train now. It took me a while, but I'm with you. And
You said that there's a couple of things that you couldn't see in the stat sheet with Nico. I just couldn't see Nico in the last 50 minutes. So I wasn't worried about the stat sheet. I just couldn't find out where he went. I also don't know what's with this. Like, can we just stop picking Daniel Atkinson? Like, that's probably where I'd start. One, he's not there next year. And 2, he's not very good. Pura looked really, really good. I think Sharks fans have been calling for him to play utility for a while. Thought he looked quite good, but it didn't help, losing Teague Wilton. He couldn't see out of his eye and was taken to hospital. So hopefully he's okay. But yeah, Nico just went missing when it mattered most. So not great.
Hey, did you watch any New South Wales Cup this weekend? I watched a little bit of it. Can you tell me how Ronnie Mulatalo went in reserve grade? Because I didn't see him play first grade today, Josh.
Yeah. Didn't. Bruno, just Ronaldo Mulatalo hit the tune.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, I wasn't.
Do you not have
for
a
this.
prep?
It's coming. It's here we go.
And flat out deceived.
Oh, let's start again. Here we go.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
That entire segment was less of a car crash than the 80 minutes that Ronaldo Mulatalo put up. And it's really tough because he's put up like 40, 50 BP the last couple of weeks, like coming in looking for carries, making a bunch of tackle breaks, which has been great. And then had an absolute shit show. Like I said, I wasn't worried. I was like, look, it happens. He'll drop out of my team. She's all good. Jaden Campbell to the rescue. And then I was stuck with him with a 15. But the one time he was in attacking space, he was playing the ball. And Sifa Talakai was gas bagging on the wing and went over untouched. So,
oh man, it's like Ronnie gets a 15 and then JC says, "Hold my guava cruiser" to Josh. Yeah. That's got to be the worst luck ever. But yeah, we were talking last week about him getting 45 in BP, and this week he puts up that. So yeah, pretty disappointing. And honestly, I think I said on the Sunday wrap last week, or even it might have been Q&A. I can't remember what it was. I didn't podcast this week, but I said in the WhatsApp a lot that I feel like Ronnie Mulatalo would be the beneficiary to Talakai, and hasn't that blown up in my face? Not quite, that's for sure. But
so what Ian was saying was he's been reading his own press a little bit too much. All the boys at 2GB, Dad's a big listener to the radio, and just saying, hey, Ronnie's been prancing around town acting like he's king shit, and just reading his press too much. So there you go.
I have to. I might. It's not even going to work. Like I need to. Originally, I was going to do Ronaldo to Carapani and then have 200k in the bank to get what's his name, Carraz, but I can't even do that. So
It'll probably cost you money.
yeah, I'm going to be death riding Carraz next week, I think.
Tough. Walsh, look, score-wise, let's go through the scores. Walsh 89, Carapani 93. He's a guy I think that is going to be the ultimate bailout opportunity.
You pronounced Jesse Arthur's rounds 1 to 7 wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I held Jesse because I thought with Reece Walsh back, they will go back to that left side. And then they drop Cobbo to reserve grade, bring in Carapani, who plays on the right in Q Cup. And move Jesse Arthurs behind glue hands. Tony Staggs, who suddenly turns into more of a glue hands. Are you gonna own
Jesse? Are you gonna own Jesse Arthur's squad next week, or are you selling Arthur's for Carapani?
You know what? If I swap, I was thinking about this on the way home. If I trade out Jesse Arthurs to Carapani, they'll switch sides.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. So, like, what I reckon is you hold Arthurs and you hold Carapani, because then you've always got the left winger.
It's kind of true. It's like handcuffing the left winger. Yeah. Really, you just play whoever's on the left wing in warm up and sit the other one.
It's not running back by committee. It's left wing by committee. It's just a rotation. But Tony Staggs has put his sort of every year he plays like a average NRL center. He has like a 4-week stretch of looking like the best center in the game, and we're in the midst. 88 points, 4 line breaks, 11 tackle busts, looked unreal. Japanese rugby's finest, scored 2 tries for a 76. Ezra Mam, I went way too early. At halftime, I was like, is Ezra Mam a thing? But 1 try assist, 1 line break assist, 458. Not ideal.
Look good.
Yeah, it looked very good, but Supercoach wise, I just wanted to see a little bit more. But I didn't need to see anything more from Payne Haas. 58 minutes, 4 days after playing 60 minutes. He's just so fucking good. Like, it's just ridiculous. So he had 21 hit-ups for 194 meters, 92 post-contacts, 6 offloads, 9 tackle busts, 40 tackles. Compare that with his stint for New South Wales, 60 minutes, 142 meters, 56 post-contact, 4 tackle busts, 35 tackles, 0 missed in Origin. He's just statistically like an absolute freak. And I think he's like 25, which is cooked.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck to and spit on that thing. You get me?
Yeah,
it's the first time I played that for about 3 months, and he deserves
it. He's warranted of it. Like, he's just so good. And as a Tigers fan, I've got no issue saying he's the best forward in the world. Like, none whatsoever.
Yeah, comfortably. Absolutely. Sharks-wise, Talakai with a 68. Nice little downgrade there. The problem is I don't know how long you're going to get with Talakai in your team. But he keeps the left centre scoring streak alive for the Sharks. They've scored it. The left centre has scored in every game they've played this year. So, just load up on left centre at the Sharks and you're in a pretty good spot.
But he scored on the wing.
Doesn't matter. Left centre. Let's not get technical here, okay? The left centre scored. Doesn't matter where he scored. He could have scored on the right. Nico with an 84. Ordinary game, but scored well. I think he got most of those points in the first 25 to 30 minutes from memory. So I was feeling pretty good about a 100-plus Nico score, and it quickly faded.
I thought he was better towards the end.
Nah.
Was he scoring the opposite?
He was on like 75 at halftime, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
I was at the
definitely bar. Scored. I reckon he would have been lucky to score.
And chasing Bluey around.
Yeah. AFB with a 64. Blake Brayley, the big one, with a 96. Nickera also with a 96. No tries for Nickera. 2 line breaks, 1 try assist, 1 line break assist for Nickera, though. So plenty of attack in there without the try. Teague Wilton, the one that had a bit of a bang to the eye. So 24 minutes for him. Couldn't see out of his eye. Went to hospital. So, Colquhoun got some good minutes. I love Jesse Colquhoun. 44 and 58 minutes. Yep, absolutely. Yep. Cam McInnes with a 63 as well. Like, I feel like they just shared the points pretty well in this one, even though they didn't get the win. So, Ronaldo wasn't a part of that party, sadly. Everybody else shared the points, but Ronaldo, they took him from his bank. Let's move on to the next one.
Were they bad?
Who, the Sharks?
The Sharks?
Yeah, they just same as you guys. Like, no one wanted to defend. And also, it's just like, hey, do you want the ball inside our 20? Here you go. Like, it was just, a lot of that.
Yeah, it was pretty poor. It was poor in patches. I reckon they played a good 30 minutes and the rest of it was putrid. So
I thought the Sharks were going to win like 60-0 after the first 20 minutes.
yeah, they look like
As I was walking into the podcast room, can I give a shout out to Braden Trindle spewing on field?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I obviously couldn't see that, but casually, like nothing happened. Like just like
After half time too, like it wasn't even like he had like a gut busting running. Like he just sat down for 7 minutes, walked back on, and just
too much Gatorade at the half.
smashed 2 pints at halftime, Trevor Gilmeister style, and then went back out to play. So
Legendary. Second game for today, Roosters Cowboys. Again, Cowboys just not turning up. Concerns there, I think, for a number of these guys now. Roosters 42, Cowboys 8. Let's talk Roosters first, because that's obviously where the points came from. Teddy with a 95, 64% captained in the top 10% of teams. Billy Smith with a double and 69, giggity. Nwanga Nitawaze with a 129 with a double. Sandon Smith got hooked early for a 68. And I tell you what, if Sandon Smith stayed on and played that extra 25 minutes, I might be pushing for the crown this week. That's how annoyed I am about it.
yeah.
Con Watt with a 74. Naf White, I sat him for a 75. Good from me. And Angus Crichton could be the guy that we're going to pick up in a couple of weeks, Josh.
Yeah, Con Watt could also be the guy. Like, there's just a hate here. This game was fucking weird. Like, at halftime, the completion rate combined was 112%. So it's like 56% from both teams. It was crazy. Like, no one could hold the ball, and it was a certified shit game. And all of a sudden, it turned into like a good one. So, yeah, Teddy is just Teddy. He's unbelievable. The backline all feasted. Tupu with a try, Billy with a double, Toya with a 55, Nwanga Tawaze with a 130, Savala with a 75. Is Savala just a season hold at this point?
That's a
Probably.
isn't it?
He's
I
like,
didn't get on.
at second row,
yeah,
and you could play him at matchup. Yeah,
love that. Yeah, I jumped on like ages ago. But everyone went really well. Interesting to see who's going to be the big beneficiary of the unfortunate MCL for Sua Wong. Looks like he's going to be out for probably like a month if it is an MCL concern. So yeah,
Steve?
Kinsey, who's the beneficiary. Yeah, maybe Steve. Maybe I don't know, like whether they just bring one of the butchers back in. Steve's doing a good job to the middle. But yeah, big
Forget he can play on an edge too, can't he? Salisa Spaghetti. He's probably
yeah.
not a bad shout. He's been good.
Mum's spaghetti. Sandon Smith picked up a bit of a knee complaint. Goal kicked, then came straight off. Roosters did say they're not too concerned, and they hooked him because of the scoreline, but has been sent for scans. So should know more tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, it's Roosters are on a bye next week, and I tell you what, I said it on Twitter. Next week's going to be tough for a lot of people. If you've got 4 or 5 Roosters, if you've got Savala, Smith, both Smiths, maybe you probably have Teddy. Maybe you've got Naf White, you held him through injury. Maybe you still got Connor Watson at hooker. There's been so many good options. Maybe you got a pod in Nwanga Nitawaze. Like, you got 5 Roosters, then you've got Sharp, and then all of the other guys that have been injured this week as well. HIAs galore. Could be in a bit of trouble next week, I think. So hopefully those people have boosts left.
Can't wait for Latu Fanu 581 boys.
I'm in that boat because I'm gonna have to play that for a little bit. So that's going to be fun. Billy Smith finally delivered, boys, when we needed him the most.
I'm not sure a 2-try 70-point game is delivering.
Don't shit on Billy Smith.
Seriously, he's the best center in the league.
I played it.
Didn't he look good?
Yeah, fantastic.
I mean, to be fair, he probably is like, I'd say he's the best defensive left center in the game. Like, and Crichton would be the right. He's so good 1-on-1. Like, he doesn't miss his man. Defensively, really, really good. But yeah, 2 tries helps, especially because I played him after Sandon, and I was not doing well with about the 50-minute mark when Billy was on 35 and Sandon was pushing, 70.
I feel Naf White is starting to piss me off. I held him the whole time. Every time I play this guy, he does kind of average. He'll get 48 to 58. And then whenever I sit him, he turns into Payne Haas. Like, I can't pick it. I can't get him on field at the right time. I don't know what it is, but 53 minutes in this one for 75 in BP. Oh, no, he had a line break assist. So 60, what's that? 68. 68 in BP. That's elite. Like, that's good numbers. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, though. Cowboys, is there anything really to talk about aside from Scotty Drinkwater and whether we sell him or not? Because that's a genuine conversation we need to have now, I think.
Is it
Yeah.
a general conversation that Jackson Purdue should just forget that he's naturally a 5'8" and go back to playing centre?
Let someone else do it. You reckon? Well, you know what you could do. You could get.
If only they had like a halfback that they were like
Yeah.
winning with. You know, maybe if only they had like a halfback that like turned the ship around. You know, that hypothetically they're 0-3, and they're like, oh, let's bring in some random guy, and then they go on like a mad run. Imagine if they had someone like imagine if they had like a Jake Clifford on their books.
Yeah, that would be good. You know what? The bloke couldn't even hold down the 18th man role. They punted him from that too.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's dropped out at the 1 hour cut. And Tom Duffy made it onto the bench, which I find incredibly interesting. But yeah, look, I don't know whether this is working for me. I think Clifford, they've only won games with Clifford, and they won one game, I think, with Purdue at 6. And then they've just turned to shit the last fortnight. So if it were me, I'd be a bit concerned. And I think we talked about the Cowboys, Matty, having this amazing availability where they play every game. They don't have a bye until 27. So it's great for head-to-head and all this kind of shit. But they're not exactly a good team at the moment. So
It doesn't matter if they're getting pumped by 50. I'm glad I got Murray Talangi in draft for the record. But yeah, look, yeah, a weird thing. Actually, what you said before, Braino, was this is just not working. And that's probably what the board are going to say to Todd Payton if they keep going this way.
I think that's what everyone that owns Scott Drinkwater is going to say to him at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, I mean, like, when you've got, like, Latrell and you've got, like, these falling guns in Dylan Edwards coming, I think I just might need... I don't know if you can hold him until round 19. That's the problem, because he's going to play, and he's going to be worth $420K by then.
Now,
this is some real Gutho vibes, isn't it? Some real Gutho from early this season vibes.
It is. Josh, what do I do usually at Monday at 10 a.m.?
Oh, so we open the app and we scroll down, and we used to see the Titans are playing, but now it's who the Cowboys are playing.
It feels like it. Well, the worst part is they fucking play each other next week. So can you really sell Drinkwater playing against the Titans? That's the question mark, because that's the matchup you want, right?
I'm going to captain him.
Oh, Jesus. You can't. Don't worry about him kicking goals. You can't fucking hit him between the posts anyway, so that's kind of redundant. If anything, it's a negative that he's kicking goals.
Hey, Braino, he's a New South Welshman.
He is. Thankfully, he's not wearing blue.
Drinky was 4 weeks ago. He was 906K. He is going to be 650. He's going to be 650 come lockout tomorrow, and facing a break even of 141. He could go from 900 to 570. If it goes bad next week, 570 in a matter of 6 weeks.
So, someone dropped the beat. 0 to 100 real quick. Yeah,
but this is the thing, like, and this is my issue with Drinkwater. And it was like, because I never saw him as a season keeper. And if you're riding the hot hand, like a volatile option can't be hot all the time. You can't buy Dogecoin and expect to be rich over 20 years. It's like a 3-day play and you wait for the pump and dump. So this is Drinkwater. I feel like this is, if anyone's in crypto, you've had the rug pulled out and you are the scam. You are the mark in the Scott Drinkwater.
You bought the Hawk Tour coin.
Yeah, you bought the Hawk Tour coin, and Todd Payton is Haley Welch. He's just scammed you all.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to have to get off that then. No,
like,
honestly.
If you hold him, it's then Melbourne into the Dogs. Like,
So firstly, I want to see if we're finished with this game, because it is an excellent segue with what Corey's saying. Drinky was killing it. I sold Iongi to Drinky. Honestly, after watching the second game, you can nearly sell Drinky back to Iongi, and you have a better fullback.
Instead of fullback roulette, it's just roulette with the same two options all season.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's the way it feels at the moment. I do think, though, that fullback's opening up a bit for us. Now that we know pretty much what those the last two Origin squads are going to look like for the most part for Game 3, like there's a little bit less risk there that we're going to have someone pick from the clouds. And for the most part, I think I don't know about you guys, but looking at my numbers, I should have 16 or 17 available in round 18. So I'm not even really worried about round 18 at all. So you could get an Origin guy.
I got like a bare 13. But for me, it's like people who back up. And as we saw from this week, like people are sitting here sweating on Payne Haas and sweating on Colo. Like, make sure you've got one or two people up your sleeve for 20.
Yeah.
Sorry, for
Yeah,
19.
good shot.
19.
19 is going to be tough too, I think. It's going to, honestly, I reckon the next 3 weeks is going to be really big moving weeks with all of the injuries that we've had and everything going on this week. Then next week's, Roosters down and we've got a ton of them plus all the injuries. And then 18 will be a little bit tricky as well with Origin. Then 19, we've got popular players on the bye in that round. So, and backing up from Origin.
Funny, like we were sitting here a couple of weeks ago being like, oh, 19, we're cooked for 19 because you got Garrick, Turbo, Hamole, Jazz, Savala, Tamale, Hosking, Horsburgh, Tarpany, and now it's like we fucked off like all of those guys.
Well, I guess we've been talking about it and aware of it that whole time, right? Like we knew we had to shed some Raiders players, so we did. We knew we had to get off some Manly players, and thank God, Manly did that for us. To be fair,
Yeah.
So that worked out okay. But let's chat the Eels game. Eels 36, Titans 20. I thought the Titans were going to win this. The Eels definitely played out of their skin without Brown and Moses. Dean Hawkins again, the second time he's been trusted to take the 7 jersey for Mitchell Moses being out, and he put up 86, a try, 2 try assists, 2 line break assists for him. Outstanding. Iongi, Matty, you were talking about. He's your boy because you held on a little bit longer than we did. 92 with 3 try assists, a line break, and a line break assist. Like. There honestly could be a legit argument to at least hold him if you still have him up until now, but I don't know. I don't think I could rebuy though.
Yeah, I think the issue is like, can I interest you in one Isaiah Iongi rookie from the Eels or one Latrell Mitchell generational talent that's played for 10 years, the same price? And would I be surprised if Iongi outscored him? Look, maybe not if both these halves are missing and Iongi scoring really well. But yeah, look, you can't rebuy him. It's just if you have him, you'd probably just hold. You held him through this week because of the Titans matchup. And look, it's not like he dropped 140.
No, exactly. Josh, I was not overly keen on Lomax this week. No Mitchell Moses, no Dylan Brown. It just, their backs were up against the wall. I don't know whether I loved it that much. He got 91 without a try. 1 try assist, 6 goals, and a line break assist. Is he a guy you're going to be targeting now for potentially even from next week?
Yeah. How much is he?
700K after this week.
Like 700.
Yeah,
roughly, probably 710.
How much is Carraz? Or
757.
Oh, it's tough because Carraz will play next week at 18. Yeah, I mean, I think what is the center wing that you want come round 27? I think that's a more pressing question. So it's going to be Lomax, Carraz, Herbie, and then maybe Garrick.
Yeah. I think Garrick could be that interchangeable one, I think, to be honest. I think maybe Garrick could be the centre wing 5 that you're tossing up between Garrick or a Val or someone like that. Like
Greg Marju.
Val or even your boy Mark. Like, I think Mark could be in top 4 categories.
If he keeps
Jesse
if he
Arthurs.
stays on the wing. Absolutely.
Oh, boys, I didn't realize. Did you all see who the Eels play next week?
No, who is it?
They can't play the Titans.
They play the Dragons at Wynn Stadium. Zach Lomax is going to score 13 or 270.
13 or 1,300.
Yeah, I'll back the 1,300, I think. Revenge game. Yeah, I like that. Look, I think Lomax, great buy next week. Carraz, the priority, though. And if you can't make both work, it surely drops $1 million. Yeah.
You can't make it both work, then make it work.
Yeah, just find a way. Just find a way, honestly. I think a lot of, ideally we have 3 fullbacks by now, and if you've got Drinky there, you can trade Drinky out via flex to a centre wing for a week if you really wanted to.
Let's quickly, before we move on, Carraz 74 break even up against the Panthers full strength. Can you wait? If without ripping your team, obviously because the week after next will be a lot easier because you'll have 3 trades minimum. I think you could maybe wait. I wouldn't say it's an absolute pressing must-have.
Yeah. You can wait.
You can for sure. I mean, it's Tom Jenkins, Casey McLean have tightened up defensively a little bit over the last fortnight, 3 weeks. I think they looked a little bit better. But again, it is them. So they've had their defensive lapses this year. So
And
wouldn't
no Hot Scott either.
Oh yeah, true. No, he's out for 2 weeks with a. So I saw someone call him Scotty to hip droppy in
Yeah, that's what I
the
was
chat.
saying.
Oh
So,
yeah, I rate that.
yeah, that's good. That was good.
Shout out.
It's new for me.
I think Carraz priority next. I'd say Carraz is probably a must next week. Personally, I don't know whether I'd want to wait. Penrith haven't exactly been locking teams down.
Yeah,
So-
true. But a bit of vindication for you, mate. It's taken 16 weeks, but Kelman Tuilagi finally delivered.
I'm so far off that train. I got off at the first station. He's at Central now. He's doing the circular key. He's doing the turnaround now, and he's coming back down to Campbelltown. So yeah, I'm well and truly off that train.
What about Riley Smith being benched last minute?
What's the thinking here? Do you think? Like, was it matchup based, or do you think he prefers Joey Lussick now that Lussick's fit?
I don't know. Like Lussick,
Maybe you always
40
preferred Joey Classic.
47 minutes to 35. Like Smith was a little bit hampered because apparently had like a nasty cut on his knee. Yeah. As G says, Kelm was standing outside the station begging for coins. Absolute bum. Goes a whack.
Get him,
off
Kez.
Yeah, that's the Eels. Titans. They stink again.
Yes, they do. Jaden Campbell being off doesn't help at all. So, you got to give him a little bit of wiggle room there. But
Do you? Sorry, like with all due respect, like if you're looking at a spine of Isaiah Yongi, Joash Papali'i, Footy Dean, and Joey Lussick, you
I
should be
just
considering
added up
these-
their. I just added up their per year all together, added up, and they added up to Kelma Tuolagi's super coach price. That's
like-
386k.
You can't be conceding 36 points to that spine.
they haven't been good all year. So it's not like you can go and say, Jaden Campbell's a complete difference because they've been world beaters with him, because they haven't. But in saying that, when you take your halfback off, naturally things are going to fall apart. I don't care who you are. Things are going to fall apart when you've got to play 55 minutes without your halfback on the field. And also, Kieran Foran, it was okay, but I just felt like they missed that punch through the middle of the field. But I'm sorry, we haven't even talked about one GOAT, Chris Randall, yet.
Halfback duel.
Yeah, honestly, like just the wildest shout ever. 75 with a try and a line break. I don't think I'll ever be able to make as good of a suggestion like that ever again. That's just the peak of my Supercoach career.
The only person that listened was Aman.
Yeah, and he didn't even do it, did he?
This is the feeling
They
that I
did
had.
it.
When,
Did he?
When Nicholson got a double and then Tom Dearden got 150, you're feeling how I feel. Like it's,
Mhm.
and then you didn't buy them, of course, because
Of course not.
why would you? But no, like yeah, like the Chad, how good for Chris Randall. Tino, boys.
Vindication for you as well on this one.
Why? Because they lost a game with him in the squad.
No, and also the fact that he got 36 in 38 minutes backing up, and we called it a couple of weeks ago, basically saying he's a sell.
Yeah, I was more on the Tino. Not good for the Titans.
Oh, I know you've been pushing this agenda very strongly.
It's fine. But no, like yeah, I sold him this week. I think. Did you sell this week or
2 weeks ago?
Yeah. So like,
2 weeks.
yeah, you sold as well, Matty. Like you were staring down the barrel of a 700k asset with sternum complaints with a 150 break even. Yeah, just didn't even come back. Even when the game was in the balance, when it was like a 1-score game with 15 minutes left, like he just didn't come back on. So yeah, not great.
He's going to leak a ton of cash now too. So honestly, he could be a target on the run home, 150k cheaper, where we're at right now. So
No, he's a
big-
target round one next year because they're going to be out of contention. He's going to be banged up and he's going to rest the last 5 games. So there's that.
And the biggest talking point of this game, boys, Corey Parker named in the back row for the Titans. Good to see Bo Firma kicking goals. Very badly, but good to see him with the team.
That's wild scenes. I mean, JC is now going to miss 2 weeks because obviously he misses 18 anyway, and he's not going to play next week, right? So you only get goal kicking Firma for a week. So not a reason to buy him by any means, but yeah, it was on the radar, to be fair, Bo Firma. I know a few of the guys in the Insight Patreon were pretty keen on getting on Bo Firma for the second
Surely
time this
Tom
year.
Weaver just kicks goals next week.
Surely.
Yeah.
You'd naturally think they would just
Well,
call
Tom
off guard,
Weaver's a
obviously,
good-
in this one.
Tom Weaver's a better goal kicker than JC. So
Any world where you do sell JC, asking for a friend to maybe like a Tigers, halfback with the where's headgear to facilitate a move for.
I wouldn't be buying Heath Mason, man. That's fucking real left field play. Well, you should have classified which colour headgear he had. White or black?
it was white, right?
Cool.
What-
Elite cool.
Well,
like,
headgear.
like Maddie, who's going to be buying Karapani to have both Broncos left wingers. I might buy Jerome just so I can have him and Latu and just be vibes.
And watch Tigers lose and also be depressed about your Supercoach team. What a good double whammy that is.
Of course. But no, realistically, is there a world where you can sell JC, considering he is going to leak a bunch of cash? I think friend of the show, Supercoach Guns, put up a price predictor thing. Like, I'll let you both have your thoughts on JC, and I can give you the sort of price over the next couple of weeks once you're done.
So my answer is yes. But then I've seen the Luke Metcalf was a thing. Like, I was considering moving someone to Luke Metcalf because I'm just super high on him. Love his run home. Love the way the Warriors have been playing. Honestly, genuine chance for the Dally M. But I mean, with these concerns, it just depends if he's named next week. And then he's the only guy at 5'8" I would really consider. Like, I don't really like your Jerome take at the moment.
I can't get on board the Luai one, but I don't hate if you don't have Latu Fainu. I really don't hate that play to free up cash. Like, I would rather get Latu Fainu 100 and 200k cheaper than buy Jerome Luai, personally. I just feel like Latu Fainu's got a more of a Supercoach friendly game as well. Like, he'll press the line, he breaks the line often, tackle breaks consistently every game. Like, that's probably what I would prefer.
So if you guys don't like Luai, what about I buy back Adam Dewey?
Yuck.
No, so Jaden Campbell, based off his 71 season average, will lose. Looks like he's going to lose about 80k this week. We'll take him down to 564. Then in 19, he looks like he's going to sort of stay. At 564. Based off his next 1, 2, 3 games, in round 21, you can get him for about 510k on the proviso he scores his average, which is 71 for the next 3 weeks.
I'm just looking at their draw now. He misses the Cowboys game and now what I do on a Monday at 10 o'clock is find out who's playing the Cowboys, and it's the Titans, and that's really depressing knowing he's going to miss that. He obviously has a bite. Yeah, like the Broncos at home in 19. That's obviously up in the air. We don't know what type of Broncos team's going to turn up. Tigers at Leichhardt in 20.
Fortress.
We joke, but it's not an easy place to play against the Tigers at Leichhardt.
New Zealand. Fucking hell, I might actually sell. I was actually just saying it to make content, but I might actually literally sell.
New Zealand, they've got to go to New Zealand in 21 as well. That's brutal. Then they come up against Penrith, Souths, Sharks, New Zealand again, Dolphins, Tigers. So, like, there's some nice games from 23 onwards, but fuck, you've got to get all the way through to 23 before you can really take advantage of that.
So I've been taking some notes down, and I was trying to work out whether to trade Scotty Drinkwater to JC. So I put a heap of numbers down on this page. We talked about Survivor last week, and the tribe has spoken. It says trade JC. Look, Jaden, you've been great, but it's time to go.
There's just no one to trade to. I'm just looking here. Like, if I filter by average, like the top, honestly, I might buy a West Tigers player in Lachlan Galvin.
Yeah, look, I don't hate that at all.
If he's named,
I like it. I like that. I think, yeah, like you can justify selling him. 100% you can. I just worry that 5'8", it's one of those positions where it's like you're throwing a bit of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks with someone like that. Ezra Mam, even Sarge Beer's suggestion of Ezra Mam, I don't like that. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. If I get Mam in, I've got to get AFB. I'll get Matt Lodge, Jack DeBellin, Manu Ma'u. Is he still floating around?
Yeah, dual position 2RF centre wing Manu Ma'u. What a player.
Russell Packer.
Who's the other one I heard? Jared Wallace. Sorry, I'm here.
Manasi Fanu?
Yes. I think I'm going to need to think on that because I'm at this point where I already sold him and bought him back again. Surely I can't sell him and then buy him back for a third time. Like he's gone if you move him on, right? He's gone if you move him on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can't get him back at this time of the year. And then it's like Munster, right? Munster and JC are the 5, 8, 1 and 2 pretty comfortably this year. I think we can all agree. So it's like, are you happy to then just forego either of those guys and just run with the third or fourth or fifth best option at that position?
Well, isn't Metcalf right up there? Sorry.
So it's before this game it was Mam at 1, but low sample, so we'll take him out. So Munster 1, JC 2, Did, and 3, Metcalf 4.
Oh, yeah.
Sneaky Blaze Lungy at 5.
COV King.
Yeah,
he is.
COV King.
He is.
But honestly, Galvin at 477, if named, might be where I'm heading.
Yeah, that's cheap for Galvin, to be fair. Like we've seen him top 600, 610, 620 for the Tigers, let alone what he's going to do at the Dogs. So I don't mind that at all. Otherwise, I'm not appealed by any of these other options.
Shout out to Silly Beta who gave us an update. Apparently, Money Matu was suspended in Mackay local footy for threatening a ref. How fitting.
Is that for the cutters or is that the grade below the cutters?
I think it might just be like group URL group.
Yeah,
footy.
okay, cool.
Rough.
I've been there.
That'll do us, I reckon. That'll bring us to the end. Games are done. Hopefully, final updates will be in soon. I'm going to refresh my page just in case they have come in. No final updates yet. So
while you have a look at that, Braino,
yes.
In the last week we have adjusted some of our content. So Tuesday we do Braino does his TLT podcast. We do our Q&A. But on Wednesday, the Buy, Hold and Sell is a Patreon exclusive now, and we will just be replacing it with trade targets. Just wanting to give those that support us that little bit extra. It's $9.95 a month. So if you do want part of that Buy, Hold and Sell, it's a little unfiltered. I dropped a few more F-bombs than usual, and I think I was on a few Carlton dries on Wednesday, Josh. It was fun, wasn't it?
It was good. I am convincing the boys to do like a individual 10-minute video just of talking shit on their team as well for trades. So we might do that on, I don't know, release it over the week. So we'll do that. So yeah, plenty of content on the Patreon to come. So link in the description.
And obviously with others, everybody knows that we do other sports in NBA and NFL starting to ramp up the American sports. So if you follow NBA, you play fantasy basketball or you play fantasy football, those sports are starting to ramp up now. Maddie and myself and Mick and everybody else are going to be more involved in NBA this coming season, which is exciting. So if you do play fantasy basketball, keep an eye out for that. We do run leagues as well. So it's all happening in Insight. The AFL boys are still powering along as well over there. So if you want to support the show and you want to support us, become a Patreon member. We do a lot of exclusive content in there. But if you don't want to do that, at least hit that subscribe button. That really helps us as well get shows out to more people. So we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting involved in the chat. Friday night chat with Matrix was fun.
Oh, I give everybody on the WhatsApp a call on the way home. So I just drive home and everyone just gets to listen to me babble. And I rate their trades out of 10. It's very fulfilling for everyone involved. I basically just rip people to shreds for doing the same trades as me.
I can imagine that at least once on every call you would say, "Yeah, I fucking hate it," because that's your thing.
Hope this helps.
Yeah. I fucking hate it. Hope this helps. So if you want to get told that Matrix hates your trades, become a Patreon member. Otherwise, hit subscribe.
Speaking of hate trades,
yes,
I'm tempted to do JC to Galvin, right?
Yeah.
Ronaldo, hear me out. To your boy Viliami Kickow. Double dogs.
Oh. Matrix.
That's a hot dog.
Say the line, Bart. Just didn't
Let's
say a
just
thing.
go.
All right. That'll do us. See you guys.
See ya. Bye.